welcome to Sports Council, your playbook for all things sports. I am your host Matt, and I am here with G and Dillon for this episode of the show. The 2025-2026 NBA season is just around the corner. We preview the upcoming season ahead for all 30 teams and give our power rankings on how they stack up to start the year. Plus, we'll share our predictions for MVP and who wins the NBA Finals. Today is October 8th, 2025, and this is episode 190 of the show.
It's that time of season, man. We got NBA now, right after football.
Can I just say, thank God, because I know we're not like a gambling podcast or anything like that, and we try to keep the gambling limited. I know you see all the ads everywhere, but there's like nothing to gamble on these days. Like there's nothing, like there's not even like sporting events a lot these days. You got the MLB playoffs, WNBA playoffs, but it's not like, there's not enough. It's not enough right now.
The Jaguars and Chiefs game wasn't a betting one?
No, I didn't bet on that game.
Fuck the Chiefs, by the way.
I did a little bit myself, but that's just me.
Fuck the Chiefs. They ruined my football team, my fantasy football team.
Okay,
but that's for a different podcast.
You can leave it for a different podcast. As you guys may be well aware, and you're saying like, hey, where the hell is my fantasy football podcast right now? Well, we are Sports Council, so we cover all sports. And for this episode of the show, we are covering the NBA season that is tipping off in just a week or so. But before we get to that, we are Sports Council. And G, where can they find Sports Council at?
Yes, it couldn't be easier to find Sports Council in 2025. All you got to do is go to your favorite social media. So that could be Twitter, X, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, TikTok, and we got the same handle everywhere, sports_council. One more time, sports_council on all your favorite social medias. And in those social medias, you're going to find our bio, which has our Discord link. So you should go join that as well. It's free. Doesn't hurt, and have some great conversation about whatever it is, the NBA, NFL, fantasy, whether you are also a degenerate like me and Matt here, this is the place to find us. So join the Discord and our social media, so sports_council.
Yep. Join us on all of those social media sites and join our Discord. Conversations popping right now. We're getting into the best part of the season. We got NFL and NBA at the same time. I think they're all playing at the same time, right? NHL and MLB as well. So
yeah,
it should be fun. Well, we know what we're doing here, guys. We're not new to the NBA. A lot has happened in the offseason, but we are here to create our power rankings for the 2025-26 NBA season. And what we did last year, and I kind of like the collaboration that we did last year, we combined our efforts. We combined our intellect, our hot takes and reactions, and we created our own kind of power rankings table. And I think we're going to do the same thing here, right?
Yeah. I liked it. I didn't really like Viv's pick, so I think it was a good idea we left him out this year. Dillon's usually a little bit smarter, I would say, just from my time knowing him. But I think it's a good replacement, and I think it was a good idea, too.
Coming off from the bench.
6 man. Lou Will.
We miss you, Viv. But either way, let's take a quick look at the power rankings that we did do last year. So in our top 10.
How do we do?
Yes. How did we do? So we had from 10 to 1, we had Warriors, Grizzlies, Bucks, Pacers, Mavericks, Knicks, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Thunder, and then the Celtics at number 1. Which I feel like was fairly good because, those top 5 right there, I think 3 of them made it to the finals. Timberwolves, Thunder, and Knicks. So the Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals.
Celtics and Nuggets. I think only 2 teams made the finals.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah. And then we had the Pacers. The Pacers at least were at number 7 for us, and they made it surprisingly well. I think they're all playoff teams as well, right?
Except for the Grizzlies, right? Grizzlies. Yeah.
Well, they also got a little injury bug there at the end of the year, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah. And then our MVPs, Luka, Ant-Man, and Vivek coming in with the clutch. He got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as his MVP. And our finals predictions was Celtics, and G, you picked the Thunder over the Celtics to win the NBA Finals.
Man, it's like I almost know something. I had the Eagles Chiefs last year, and I'll take credit for the Thunder one this year.
Okay, so you're a championship guy, huh?
I know something, man. Come on, man. Don't do me like that. You know, I'm a high level ball knower. You know.
As you say. But let's get into our power rankings here. So we're going to start off with all 30 of the teams, and we're going to just eliminate them. Let's try to eliminate like maybe 15 of them and see where we are at. And we're going to just rank the top 10 from there, and we're going to pick and choose which teams. And obviously, when it gets to that point, there's kind of just little distinguishments, maybe that distinguish like 10 from 9 or 7 from 6 or whatever like that. And I think that's where we're kind of getting into debate. But I think there's some fairly easy ones we can cross off, at the top here, right?
Yeah, I mean, this might be the only time they were talked about first, right? So this in the draft, right? So this is going to be like the teams like the Hornets, the Jazz. I don't know. Who else do you guys got? A couple? I don't want to sound just like the only hater.
Who do you think is the worst team right now? Who's going to be the worst team? No chance. Like, you can't even see like an outside chance that they're going to be good.
Probably the Jazz.
I was going to say Wizards. Wizards are pretty bad.
Who's even on the Wizards right now?
They got Sarr. They got Alexander Sarr.
To replace Jordan Poole?
Yeah,
I don't need to replace much there.
Yeah, the Pelicans could be down there too. They're pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. They got Zion.
Well, Zion got thinner.
Yeah, he's thin this year.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I think
he's off the Ozempic.
I thought he was on the Ozempic.
Oh, sorry, he's on well, he's off it now.
Well, no, he could still be taken. That could be part of his NBA routine,
Okay, so let's eliminate the Jazz. Let's eliminate the Wizards here, right?
Yeah, the Hornets.
You think the Hornets? Okay. Who do they even have? They added Dinwiddie, I believe.
That can't be the biggest pickup, right?
I don't even know. Hornets.
I feel like it wasn't like that big of an offseason, I feel like, for most teams.
I mean, they still have LaMelo, but LaMelo is always injured. Like, he always gets like
he's always hurt,
injuries.
Yeah,
he's always hurt. Especially
even if he
ankle.
was there, I don't really think that he can. I don't know.
He doesn't really contribute to. He doesn't contribute to winning basketball.
He thinks he's playing at Chino Hills.
Hey, but he's gonna get that money. So
yeah, well, that's fine. I think we can eliminate them pretty freely.
Let's get rid of the Pelicans here.
Yeah, I think Pelicans can get eliminated. I mean, I think it should be a fun year to watch Zion. Maybe if you're like a fantasy basketball guy, you could see a lot of value in in him this year. But besides that, I don't think he shows real value in a NBA this season. What do you guys think?
Did they get rid of McCollum?
Yeah, they got rid of McCollum. They have Poole now. They have Poole and Looney.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man.
The Warriors,
honestly,
2022 bench team.
I think they're just gonna fight for that play-in spot, like 10. You're gonna be a 10th seed, or at best a 9th seed.
Yeah, I'm okay with eliminating them in that case then.
And then let's get rid of the Nets too. That might be the worst team. I totally forgot they existed.
But they're gonna be the most. I think they're gonna be the funniest one, especially
Michael Porter
with
Jr.
Yeah, with MPJ.
Yeah, let's collab MPJ. Let's get it on.
Don't tell him that, bro. He actually might get it on with you.
Hey, man, he's gonna talk about his vices, dude.
Wait a second. we'll word it differently.
You have any vices?
It's a late night pod, I can already tell.
Yeah, that's what happens when you come in real late.
Who else do we have? Okay.
Hawks. Take rid of the Hawks.
Hawks are probably pretty bad.
I think they'll probably be a play-in team.
Yeah, they're always a play-in team.
Yeah, I think that's their floor. That's their ceiling.
That's their everything.
I think the Heat could be gone.
Yep.
I agree. He could be gone. I'll say Bulls. Still Bulls.
Yeah.
Bulls
even though they got some young guys that I think are more exciting. I think they're like closer to being almost relevant than the rest of them. I guess
they're a fun team to watch, right? Like they had Giddey. Giddey was really fun to watch last year. And, but they just they're stuck in like mediocrity, but games will be entertaining.
I like their other guy too, the rookie from last year. I thought he was really solid. Remind me his name. Is it something with Mateus or something?
Oh, Buceles, right?
Is that I don't know his
Matas
name.
Buceles, I think.
Yes, that do not know how to pronounce it. See how many Bulls games I've really watched. But they got decent young guys, but not enough to compete even in the East, unfortunately for them.
Yeah. That's your 2 minutes of Bulls acknowledgement right there.
For the whole year.
We understand they exist.
We understand they exist. I don't know how Portland's still in this conversation, but I'm going to get rid of them here.
You can also take out, or I was thinking 76ers. You're 76ers.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be the case, right? Like there's the top level potential of Paul George and Embiid, but they're just not there. And I don't think they still don't have a timeline for Embiid's return, do they?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they're rushing it back at this point either. So I think there's more possibilities of them being bad, and one which just doesn't even sound realistic of them being good. Possibility of Paul George playing like from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Embiid being healthy from like 2 to 3 years ago, Maxi's still good. All that happening is not happening. You know what I mean?
Jared McCain just got injured.
Yeah, and I was about to say, Jared
lifting
McCain.
us 2 pound weight.
Yeah, man. What was it, like a UCL injury or something like that? But it's a ridiculous injury. It's only the 76ers can have that.
So we can eliminate them. There's not too much else. I mean, I think Boston would be my next team. Do you guys think they're kind of like cooked?
It feels crazy to say that because, I mean, obviously they've been on top for the last maybe half a decade, right? But, you got Tatum's Achilles injury. He's probably not going to come back for a little bit. Even though we've seen all the workout videos, he looks really much better than a guy who's torn his Achilles 5 months ago. But yeah, and they also sold everyone, right? They sold Kristaps to the Hawks. They sold Drew to the Blazers. I think they knew that their core five was kind of off, right? Yep, Horford's gone too. So it's kind of like Jaylen Brown. I think I saw, oh my God, what's his name? Sam Hauser in their starting lineup.
Derek White.
And I was like, Derek White's still there. They had to shed salary. So yeah, I think this is a rebuilding year for them. They're kind of just trying to take it easy. It's a rehab year.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking, top 10 teams or top 15 teams, I just don't think we can have them in that conversation yet.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, what about the Kings and the Spurs? Those are kind of teams I feel like are on the bubble right here. Or also, the Suns as well, right?
I think two of those I'd be comfortable eliminating, and the Suns. And I would feel comfortable, eliminating them because I don't think their additions were necessarily give me beneficial. Positive attitude. Yeah, beneficial. Give me any positive outlook on their team going this year. Because you got Dillon Brooks and Jalen Green, two teams that are trying to win and they didn't want them. So, what does that say about the players?
You don't fuck with Dillon Brooks. You don't think he's going to lead a third culture change? I mean, he did it with the Grizzlies. He did it with the Rockets.
Well, the nice thing is for the Suns, when they get rid of him next year, that's when the dynasty will start, as Draymond once said.
Damn. It'd be like that. I mean, the Grizzlies, I don't think they did anything after Brooks left either. But, I mean, I agree with you. Honestly, I think Brooks is going to be a trade piece. They'll probably trade him to a team in January or something, to someone who needs them, and they're actually contending. But yeah, I know if we were talking about top 10 teams, I'm not putting the Suns in the top 10, right?
Yeah, and the other one you mentioned was Sacramento, and I wish they could be good. I really want it for them, but also not a believer in that team as well.
Yeah, that's Bulls West right here. They'll probably be in the play-in though. We'll see them in March or April.
Yeah, unfortunately, we will have to light the beam once or twice this year.
I don't know how the Raptors snuck in here, but they're gone instantly.
Because I think they're still rebuilding too, the Raptors. I mean, they have a young core.
I'm sure you Raptors fans were trying to, they saw that we didn't mention them yet and they were trying to hide it out. But no, we found your team again.
We see you.
All right, so let's see. Who do we have?
There's one team that you mentioned that I didn't want to eliminate purposely. I didn't mention them, and that was the Spurs to me. I just feel like when you got a player like Wembanyama and is year 3, another year into his career, I just don't think I would classify him and that team with the other teams we kind of mentioned, for example, even like the Celtics or something. I think they'll be better than a team like that.
They got potential, right?
Yeah, and whether a top 10 team, I'd say they're fringe. So I'd want to keep them in the conversation, in my opinion.
Okay, we can keep them in this conversation. Let's just take a look at the standings, who we have right now for all of you who are listening. We have the Cavs, the Mavericks, the Nuggets, the Pistons, the Warriors, the Rockets, the Pacers, the Clippers, the Lakers, the Grizzlies, the Bucks, Timberwolves, Knicks, Thunder, Magic, and Spurs. So we're at 16 right now, guys. So I think we're going to have to talk about those fringe teams like the Spurs. And I think what we're probably going to have to see here is maybe the Pacers and the Mavericks. I think those are my fringe teams right now. I think I'd nominate the Pacers at this point to be eliminated because
I agree.
It's the injuries, right?
It's the injuries, and you lost your second.
You lost
best
Miles
player,
Turner.
You might not your best second best. He would have been your second best player without Halliburton there. So not having him either. So it's just like Pascal Siakam and a bunch of kind of guys. We've seen that in Toronto for years and didn't lead to anything. So I think that you could wipe the floor with them.
It sucks to see. They were so close to the championship. Like they were maybe a half away. Now they got to deal with the whole next year just being a wash. So it really sucks for Indiana. Well, that brings us to 15 teams now, and that's kind of our cutoff zone. Do we want to start nominating to a team for number 10 at this point? Or do you want to make a couple more cuts?
I say we got a couple more cuts in us. You mentioned some teams earlier that we had left that I don't think should be in this conversation, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think the Grizzlies might have to be cut.
I have to tend to agree. I think right now, Jaren Jackson Jr., he hurt himself in training camp or in an off-season practice, right? And he did it right after he got extended. So I don't know how long he's going to be out for in that sense. But I think also it seems like their contending days are a little bit behind them. They're kind of making sure they're just a young team. We got the chance, obviously, to talk to Jalen Wells. He's one of those rising stars. And, we hate to hate on your team, man, but I think
it's
in terms of top 10,
he's going to be great. He might be top 10.
Yeah, he's a starter. He's definitely a starter on this team, I feel. But right now, I don't know if I can feel comfortable with them in top 10 conversations.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And then the other one that I kind of wanted to eliminate before we get into the top 10 was the Dallas Mavericks. I think no Kyrie for most of the year. It just kind of hinders the team. And I think next year, by the end of it, when we do this in 2026, we'll probably be mentioning the Mavs as more of a top 10, even maybe higher, depending how the end of the year kind of goes. But I think as of right now, I would be okay eliminating them.
They're sneaky old out there in Dallas. Clay's old. AD's getting old. Kyrie's getting old.
He has to wear glasses now.
I think he showed up 10 pounds overweight and wore glasses. So he might be.
And AD's AD.
Yeah. So he'll still get hurt somehow. So I don't know.
And I think there's going to be a lot of growing pains for Cooper Flag because you have sending me so many star power and around him in terms of guy that's going to want shots and stuff. And he's used to being that guy, right? That's just does kind of control the offense. So even when Kyrie comes back, it's going to be kind of hard for all that to just kind of easily mix.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an adjustment, but I mean, at least they have some hope in Dallas after that Luka trade. We are now at 13 teams. Man, it's starting to. We're agreeing so far, and it's been super pleasurable. We've gotten rid of 17 teams right off the bat, no objections. This is starting to get a little bit harder now. I think we got to eliminate the Spurs at this point. I don't think.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Agreed.
I think it's fine. I did have him as my 10th team, but who cares? It's okay. I'll admit I'm okay with moving him off.
You'll live.
Yeah.
12 teams. All right. Well, does anyone want to take a stab at nominating a team that they should eliminate at this point?
I do. The Magic.
I 100% could not disagree with you any more than that. I was going to say
disagreement.
I was going to say if we nominate a team that I think should be guaranteed in the 9 or 10 spot, it's the Magic. It's 100% the Magic. And it's just that their team was good last year and they picked up the best player that they could have in the free agency that was weak and a team that didn't really need to get a guy that was going to hinder development or, take away from what they had going. And Desmond Bain's perfect for them. I think they made the right moves. I think Paolo gets better. The same way we kind of talk about Wemby and all these other guys getting better. He also is the number one pick that's going to get a lot better. So he keeps leading his team to playoffs. They just got to figure out this chemistry thing. I think Desmond Bain's spacing helps a lot, but that's going to be a good team, man. I really think so. I think they could be a third best team in the East, and I think they have to be a top 10 team for us.
Wow, third best team in the East.
What do you think about that, Dillon?
Well, they made it to the playoffs last year. It's just like I just feel I'm not convinced that they're ready for a deep playoff run because I feel like yes, you got Desmond Bain, you still have Paulo Banchero, and you have Jalen Suggs, but I just feel like the depth in this team is still a little bit lackluster, and they don't have that like playoff experience too.
Yeah, but in terms of regular season wins, I think that's like kind of where you're dismissing them, is that they're gonna, on a night to night, due to their youth and semi experience, be able to get a lot of these wins against these other Eastern Conference teams, where the Pacers, the Celtics, like these guys, they should be able to beat them, without their star players, and you will have the resume of a third or fourth seed pretty easily.
Well, okay, my biggest concern with the Magic here, if I could step into the conversation, is that the defense is excellent. I think they were one of the best in the NBA, but I think the offense was the thing that was lacking. Obviously, they got Desmond Bain for that, to try to be more of that, kind of get a maybe 20 points per game scorer next to Banchero, right? And, I agree in a sense that they should on paper be better, and they should technically be an East team in at least that top 4 seeds. But, I mean, that's not really saying much at this point, because the East is decimated. I just have a hard time placing a lot of other teams behind the Magic at this point that we have. And I'm going to nominate another team to try and see who we decide is better. Would you rather pick the Magic or the Pistons to have a better season right now?
The Magic.
The Magic?
I think they're both top 10 for me. They're both my 9 and 10 are like in that contention, but I think they're both they're going to be good. I would go Magic over Pistons.
What do you think, Dillon? Ooh. Pistons or Magic?
I say Pistons.
Oh gosh. You're putting me in the tiebreaker spot here. Oh my
This is what you wanted, isn't it?
Because I think I trust Cade. I think I'd rather put Cade over like Paulo.
They're good. They're both good. They're
both good, but I think I'd give the edge to Cade.
Who's in Detroit right now? It's Cade.
Ivy's gonna be back.
Ivy's back. Tobias Harris.
Osir Thompson.
You got the two. Yeah, you got the two centers. You got Stewart and Duran. Jeez.
Yeah.
This is hard. This is really hard. Oh my god.
Yep,
I'm picking the Magic. I'll pick the Magic over the Pistons.
I'm down to eliminate the Pistons and put the Magic as our 10. I mean, I also just don't think a team like another team in the East here that we haven't mentioned yet, we can kind of continue the same conversation, is the Bucks. I don't know if I think the Pistons are better than the Bucks.
I think they're on paper honestly better than the Bucks roster wise, but it feels wrong to not have Giannis anywhere in the top 10 in terms of the teams. Right, I think he could carry a team on his own. That's what I'm thinking.
But can he though? Like, is he? What is like?
They have no point guard.
They have no point guard. They have nobody really besides him in the terms of an actual star.
You forget Mr. Kyle Kuzma, sir. Do I
He's
have
not even a star.
What kind of star is he?
You forgot Kevin Porter Jr. You forgot Miles Turner,
beater.
Miles Turner.
Beater.
Now if we're actually being serious, Miles Turner.
We're actually being serious.
I am being serious.
No, I didn't mean that part. I meant actual good players.
Okay, let me flip this back on you two, right? I go Magic, Pistons, Bucks. Give me your 3 out of those. Rank those 3.
Between Magic
Bucks,
Pistons.
Magic, Bucks, Pistons.
Yep, rank those in
Yeah, that's my ranking.
You did Magic, Bucks. I say Pistons, Magic, Bucks.
Fuck, man. I mean,
it sounds like the Bucks needs to be eliminated, and then maybe
confusing, but okay.
Just because, again, like Giannis is good, but you need a point guard to help unlock Giannis. I know he can run over people, but like,
damn,
who's going to do the pick and roll
during 2018?
Okay. This is going to get ugly, I think, for the Bucks this year. My hot opinion of the year, I think that gets ugly for them this year.
No, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I think the trade talks have already started. Even though he says he's happy in Milwaukee, I honestly thought he was going to be gone at the end of last season. But yeah, okay, I'll concede that point. I don't personally believe the Bucks are a great team. So
I think we put the Pistons at 10 and the Magic at 9. I think that's where I'm feel comfortable with that.
Okay. Well, we might have to face a little issue there later, so we might have to revisit it. But
Okay.
let's do that for now. And what else?
Now I
do we
think comes
have?
a slew of Western Conference teams here until we get to a little bit later down here.
Yeah, I mean, I think we only have 2 East teams left, right?
Right.
So-
And I think
Cavs and the Knicks.
the Knicks. And I think, my personal opinion, the Cavs could be here at 8. But then I'm like, are the Cavs
Ooh.
better than the Warriors? Maybe.
I don't know.
Are the Cavs better than the Rockets? I don't think so. Cavs better than the Lakers? I don't think so. The
If you
Cavs better
take-
than the T-Wolves? I don't think so.
You think last season was a one-off for them?
I mean, I've watched them play for like 4 years, 3 years now with this team, and it's like that year, does their best for sure. But I mean, they still kind of had the same end result, right?
Yes, but you have to there was a lot of injuries at the end of that series, right? They were super injured. They had they got Halliburton basically by like every team in the East did. It's hard they had who was out? Hunter was out. I think maybe Ty Jerome was hurt, right? Like there's a lot
Garland was out.
Garland was definitely out, right? So I don't know if I can discount the Cavs too much.
You're saying they're better than how many of these Western Conference teams? Are you going to say they're better than our Warriors?
No, I'm never going to say that. I won't ever say that a team is better than the Warriors, even if I rank one of them above them.
Okay, so who are you ranking higher?
Oh my gosh, let's see.
Like I like the Lakers, Rockets, Nuggets, and the Warriors all above the Cavs.
Okay, so we have a team there. We have the Timberwolves. What do you think of them?
I would say they're above the Warriors. The T-Wolves.
Are they above
the T-Wolves are above the Warriors? No, I don't believe that.
Dude,
I don't believe that either.
You heard of Naz Reid, Matthew?
Yeah, we would have beaten that team if Steph was actually there. So
yeah, no, I 100% agree with you on that. We're not doing that. I'm okay with putting the T-Wolves at 8, but maybe Dillon sounds like he has a disheartening.
Okay, Dillon, what teams do you put above the T-Wolves that are right now like we have? Right, Knicks, Thunder, Lakers, Clippers. Like, name a team that you think the Timberwolves should be above, other than the Warriors, because we're not going to concede that. So you already lost.
Like, do you think they're higher than the Cavs?
Ooh, no.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay. What about the Nuggets, Lakers, and Rockets? Are we taking the Timberwolves over any of those teams? I also say no on that, but I'm just confirming with you here.
I say no.
Okay. I'm looking at the.
It sounds like it's going to be the T-Wolves, Dylan.
No, I'm just thinking because Nuggets they lost MPJ, right?
Yeah, but they got Cam Johnson
Jokic.
and Bruce Brown, and they got Jokic.
But I feel like this year with Nuggets is a lot more on Jokic, or it's even more on Jokic.
It's always more on Jokic,
or it's always been. But
yeah, but his team's not like Giannis' team's bad, where he can't they're not incompetent or something, Like his team is still dude, Jamal Murray would be easily the second best player on the Bucks team.
Yeah, and also they don't employ Doc Rivers. They have a new coach, like the coach that actually helped them win a series last year. And I think there's some friction with Mike Malone and the GM. They both got fired. I think if they come
better vibes.
Yeah, better vibes. They come into the season healthier. If Jamal Murray's healthier, Michael Porter, you don't even have to worry if he's injured or not because he's not there anymore.
Cam Johnson plays. That's one thing for sure.
Yeah, and he's a good 3-and-D guy, and that's exactly what Jokic will need surrounding him. So it's to me, I don't think the Nuggets are in this conversation yet. So
no, not at all. I agree with you on that. So I'm okay with T-Wolves and then the Cavs.
All right.
I don't know if you guys thinking about those two teams that are next to you.
Let's agree on that.
Okay. Yeah. I'll concede this one. I'll concede.
Concede. All right.
Okay, well, I just want to rip the Band-Aid off of it then, dude. There's a team that needs to be eliminated.
Okay, are we going to go on 3? Do we have a team? I have a team as well.
There's a team because we have 7 teams left, right?
Oh, there's a team that's eliminated? Oh, I don't know.
We have 7 teams, and one needs to go, and I think it's very obvious to me, and I think Dylan might agree with me, as we both didn't have him in the top 10.
Okay, let's hear it. All right, let's count it down. Let's count it down.
Okay, all right.
All right.
3, 2,
1.
Clippers.
Lakers.
Clippers.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Clippers.
Really?
What are we doing with the Clippers, bro? This is a mess. This is a hot mess. This is going to turn out so poorly.
Maybe.
Dude,
This is going to be drama all season regarding the best player that never plays already.
Kawhi's been on PTO for like a whole entire season, dude.
That's what he always does.
Paid PTO.
Yeah.
Extra PTO that's more paid than regular PTO.
You don't think he's planting trees? You don't think?
Dude, I think he planted too many and got hurt. Yes, but exactly.
He wanted a private plane and everything. Okay, let me argue for the Clippers.
And my boy is there too, bro. Last season, most likely, bro, there. And I'm telling you, I think that it's cooked. You don't think Heart and Heart somehow want the Unk squad to pull it off? That shit is not happening.
They got so many good players, though. It's the thing.
5 years
they
ago.
got so many good players.
If it was early 2010s, it would have been the best team ever.
Dude, literally, maybe 2017, this would have been like God Squad.
We're going to argue this like later, too. You know, there's an older team probably down the line that we're probably going to have to justify that's in our top 10. So let me try to justify this right now for this old team. Like I said, right? Like you guys said, yes, they're old. They got ancient CP3, 40-year-old Brook Lopez. But then, they got Bradley Beal. They got John Collins as well.
Wait, hold up. Why are you considering Bradley Beal? He didn't do shit last year with the Suns.
Yeah, but everyone was like, that whole thing was a dumpster fire. Like, I think there was just something wrong with, KD, Booker, and Beal together. And then they just kept firing whoever was there at head coach. So, I mean, Beal, he knows his role now. He's not going to be in that big three. He's not going to be in the big three talks ever again, right? So he's just going to play ball.
How do you know that, though? How do you know that? That Beal, Beal probably wakes up every day.
Why would he not do
that? Beal probably still thinks he's that guy, bro.
He's going to keep asking Chris Paul for the ball, dude.
Nah, dude, that shit is a shit show.
It's not like Chris Paul is going to do anything either. He's just going to facilitate.
Dude, I would love for that to work, bro. And deep in my heart, bro, it'd be so nice to happen, bro. But it's just not going to happen, bro.
The only way that's
they're
not
not in
happen.
the same conversation with these guys, bro. They're literally a Kawhi or James Harden injury or Harden choke away from being like out of the play-ins.
But this was a good team last year that was like the 5th seed, I want to say.
Yes,
and with Kawhi and Harden,
they're a fraud,
and they were hot,
seed, dude.
Right? Huh?
But fraud 5th seed. But now think about it. Like if Chris Paul, he's old as well, and Bradley Beal is injury prone. Now imagine you take both of them away, and now you're left with Kawhi and James Harden, and you're gonna expect those two. That
was still enough to make the playoffs last year and be one of the top seeds in the West. So I don't understand.
Yeah, but all the drama, everything else that's surrounding the team, like
they're not going to suspend Kawhi. They're not going
to suspend Kawhi, bro. But it is just like negativity and bad, vibes. Like the whole thing is just not a good.
There's no animosity. Everyone loves Kawhi. Boardman gets paid planting trees.
No, that's not how this works, bro. This doesn't end well, bro. You don't do all this and then be one of the top 10 teams. It just never works like that. Like whenever this type of stuff happens, i.e. for the football example, I'd say when the Browns got Watson and we knew all the weird shit was going on and they still did it. It's it just never works out, A
little different there, but yeah, okay. I mean, it's already 2 against 1. I know I'm debating, and I know eventually that the result is probably going to be we're going to have to eliminate them. So I'll concede. But
we're not going to put them from a not on our list to 6.
personally, I think that the Clippers are going to be in the top 6 conversations because I think that they're good enough and they always find a way to make it into the playoffs, be a good team. Obviously, they're the Clippers. I never expect them to win the finals or anything, but I do think they're going to be one of the better teams in the West.
Yeah, I mean, I would honestly, like I said, I would want to agree with you, and I will root for them as my guy is going to be there, this year, and it would be great for them to win. But it's more of a great story than I think a great idea right now, if that makes sense. I think the story of all these guys playing together and everything working out sounds like it'd be just terrific. But then when it goes out there and you're 40 games in the season and half your 35-year-olds aren't available.
Girl taking PTO.
Yeah, the one's got
on the bench.
One's got to take a half back-to-backs off, and then one's kind of just not caring anymore at the strip club, and others are just too old to play.
One has to load manage every other game.
One's Bradley Beal, so he's the only one playing.
He wants to play. He's gonna play.
He'll play. That's a problem.
All right. Well, we got to find a team at 6 here. I said the Lakers, if you guys didn't hear me. So what we still have we have 6 teams right now?
Yeah, we have six spots left.
So we have 6 spots for 6 teams. Okay. Lakers. I'm nominating the Lakers at this point. Yeah, go ahead.
I think the Lakers are better than us.
No, I don't.
I hate to agree with G. I think the Warriors are 6 right here.
I could see the Warriors or Nuggets. I don't think it's the Lakers.
Nuggets, I feel like they're above both of them.
Skinny Luka, bro.
We say that every year. By April, he's fat. Okay, so it's okay.
It's that LA diet, bro.
Yeah,
food be getting to him.
Yeah, JJ's on his ass this year.
He's talking to ChatGPT 1 hour a day.
That's so weird. Do you know how weird that is? Like, let's focus on that for a second. Like, who does that?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Who the fuck really does that? That's so weird. Like, imagine you're his wife and just walk into the house and he's just over there just
hunched over like a light on the screen. Yeah. Like, because it's also instantaneous. Like, the ChatGPT is instantaneous, like, talk. So, like, you really gotta, like, talk to it for a very long time.
Yeah, you're gonna have, like, full, like, conversations and shit, you know?
Yeah,
I guess you could really have some brain dead ones, too,
like,
but...
How was your day? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Okay. But...
Yeah.
I can't trust that.
I think I trust it more than us because of what's, like, their superstars I think still can provide, just because Luka's actually in his prime, and then, you know, Jimmy... and Curry are kind of a little bit older now, and even though their roster, the role players they got are solid and stuff, but like I don't think until they figure out this whole Kuminga situation, I think them like full bought into like this team being a championship team, because I just don't think it's gonna work out with that.
Look,
it feels like they're a move away from being to where in this next team conversation, in my opinion.
No, I think in terms of the tiers right now, we got the Lakers and the Warriors. I think those two are going to be our 5 and 6, right? In the order that they're in, I would argue for the Lakers being 6, because honestly, guys, like, I just don't see the depth here. I don't think they've actually addressed the biggest issue that basically ruined their season last time, which was depth, right? They got rid of some for Luka, and then they didn't have a center, and then Redick, I think, played all his starters for like all 48 minutes in the Wolves game. And they obviously lost because they're too tired. I honestly think that it's going to be the same thing as the Warriors. Like, that's what both of their problems are going to be, where the Warriors and the Lakers are going to have that issue. LeBron hasn't played in the preseason yet. And I know that's not like the biggest difference in the world, but I just feel like we're getting to that point. Like, I know I'm jinxing it maybe, but he is getting older. He's definitely getting older, and I don't know if he's going to last. And Ayton, I don't believe that he's the solution at center. And then once you go back past Ayton in the depth chart, what is it? It's Jackson Hayes again. It's Maxi Kleber again. Like, it's just not. I don't think it's sustainable.
Bro, I don't want to be a hometown hater, bro. But the same could be said about our garbage ass lineup too. Sometimes, bro. we got the same build 7 times, bro.
Who's the build? Which build is it?
It's the fucking useless shooting guard build. It's the Seth Melton, Pods, Gary Payton,
okay,
Moody. Like, bro, that's half our roster of useless shooting guards, bro.
Let's talk about the Warriors for a second here, because as you may know, for our longtime listeners, we do an off-season episode every year for the NBA. Because of the NBA free agency, we do our reactions and takes. We didn't do one this year. Why is that? Because I was waiting for the Warriors to finally announce a move, and then we could say, okay, now that because we're a Bay Area-based podcast, right?
What move did you want?
Any move.
The Kuminga move. The Kuminga being traded
anything
for
specifically.
If there's nothing to talk about on paper that can't be announced, I can't talk about it. I don't think we could talk about it, because I was like, was Al Horford going to sign or not? Who cares, right? But we couldn't talk about it. So literally that episode was delayed until the point where we couldn't even, like, it's not even relevant at that point. So thanks to the Warriors for doing that. And thanks to Jonathan Kuminga, who we're going to talk about now. Finally, after a whole summer, we can finally talk about Kuminga. All right. I think they did the right thing. I think at the end of the day, Kuminga is signed to a contract that they can trade, and hopefully they can trade him in January. My hopes aren't high on that. It seems like he's just going to stay on this roster forever till the end of time. So I'm not the biggest believer in that. I wasn't also the biggest believer in this offseason either. Al Horford's old. D'Anthony Melton feels like, doing the same move. It's probably the right move, but, it's not going to change anything, right?
Seth is old. He's 35.
Steph or Melton?
Seth
Curry. I like the move. I mean, he's a shooter. They need shooters. I think the last year, like when we were talking about it on the Warriors podcast, when they lost last year, the three biggest things they needed were, a big man to kind of guard the interior and kind of rebound and go up against the Steven Adams of the world, right? They needed more shooting because Podziemski sucked and Moody sucked, that they couldn't shoot at all. They needed they needed a guy to facilitate and get the ball out of Steph and Jimmy's hands and can actually take control of the offense, like a Jordan Poole type. I don't think we got that. We got a shooter. We got maybe a defensive guy in Melton. We got a big man in Horford, but we also lost one in Looney. So, I mean,
getting rid of Looney was fine, in my opinion, because, during that Rockets series, like, he was arguing that he could have, like, stopped Steven Adams, but at the same time, like, he don't move as quick as before.
Yeah, I mean, he's old.
I don't think that's losing him as a negative at all, but I do want to, like, kind of talk about, just kind of in agreement with you, like, that lineup is not, like, it's so top heavy, and if it's like, or one of your older superstars don't miss any amount of time, the lineup just gets so much worse, and it's like they're so dependent on those two guys. Same way, we were trying to talk about the Bucks and the Nuggets and the Lakers. Like, it's just top heavy, and if the guys are not available, it's kind of just ugly for them. They're not really well built to survive without it. But even then, like, the Warriors are just like, God, man, it's kind of ugly in my opinion. I think it's like their move away, and they didn't make it. They kind of, like you mentioned, didn't make a move at all. So I don't know. I think it's they're here at 6 for me.
Do you think that they did? Do you think that they did enough in the offseason that they could be a serious contender for number 5 for Steph?
Like 5 championships?
Yes.
No. Thought you maybe like the 5th seed or maybe like the 5th spot in our power ranking or something, but
yeah, I was gonna say
no.
I could contend my personal belief is that Steve Kerr is better coaching depth than Redick. And I know that sounds ridiculous because he benches Kuminga and Moody at any second, right? But you saw that sometimes in those playoff series against the Rockets and the Timberwolves, where when they needed depth, they were able to get depth. And you had that strength in numbers appear. It didn't appear enough to win a game without Steph, but I do think he prepares his guys a little bit better than Redick does. So that's why I personally favor them a little bit more over the Lakers, even though they had the same issues. But okay, 2 out of 3. I will respect the majority.
And then you also made this a Lakers-Warriors conversation. I don't think the Nuggets are dissolved of this conversation at all. I think they're the same tier as these guys.
But I think they're better than both of them.
I don't think they're better than the Lakers. Even though it's weird because I think if they played the Lakers in a playoff series, they would probably win. But overall, I think the Lakers are a better team.
Just because of what? Because of Luka and LeBron?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly how it works, I think, in my books.
I don't know.
Like,
I think
Luka cancels out a Jokic to me, in my opinion. At this point, I think, like, he had his little bad down year kind of thing. I don't think he's going to, have another bad year in any way.
He got to feed the horses.
He did that. He spent a lot of time. He got extra time to feed the horses and stuff. It's great, but it's skinny Luka season now.
Skinny Luka season. Don't get fooled by this mirage, G.
It's not a mirage, man. I believe it.
In 2 years, you're going to be talking about skinny Luka like skinny Zion.
Yeah, but Luka's already been to an NBA Finals, and I've seen it happen. So, like, it's not like this is like some brand new stuff. And this whole team, Lakers team, has finally had an offseason to play together. I can only imagine what ChatGPT cooked up for Redick.
I don't think that this roster is there yet to build around Luka. They're trying to build around Luka and LeBron at the same time, but I don't think it's going to work out because it's like the 2 timelines thing. They're trying to split it between those two. And you also saw that kind of weird little power thing where it's like, oh, I think Ayton got a call from Luka, but not LeBron or something like that. Or Luka was making decisions with the Lakers front office and LeBron wasn't being heard or something like that. So I don't know. There's something off about that. And it just feels a little bit off to me.
Yeah, but I just think like the Nuggets still, even though they have, you mentioned like added depth, but like their ceiling is very hard card cap to me in terms of like what the potential of that team could be in terms of if you compare them to the Lakers, where like I feel like the ceiling of the Lakers, like if Luka is actually able to put together a 82 game stretch of what he's potentially able to do with a LeBron as his number two, like that could be one of the best teams in the league just at the start of just those two. Like, I just think that I don't see that with the Nuggets. I see like Nuggets, like, yes, you added so many safe role players, but that also kind of lowers your floor or your ceiling for me and increases your floor, obviously. But I don't know. That's just my kind of take on that.
All right, Dylan, tiebreak it. Lakers or Nuggets at 4?
I'm going to say Nuggets.
All right. Well, there you have that. Let's go with the top 3 right here. I think this is fairly obvious at this point. I guess, because the New York Knicks seems fairly high for number 3. But I mean, by default, I don't have them above the Rockets. I don't have them above the Thunder. So
yeah, they got to be 3.
Yeah, seems awfully high though.
It's just I also think like someone's got to benefit from just smoking the East, right? Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to be the Knicks. Like they try to take that Celtics role of just like 20 games above everybody else, maybe something ridiculous.
Yeah, the roster build is still not what I think is the best. I mean, they got some great guys like Brunson and Bridges and Hart, I guess, and then Anunoby.
Your favorite guy, Cat.
Yeah.
I mean, they still have Mitchell Robinson, but we haven't seen like a healthy season from him because I know last season he was kind of in and out the entire year. Alex Len's nice backup.
I think he said something.
They have Clark.
Like he was like, "I'm not going to play back to backs" or something.
Who said that?
I think Mitchell Robinson said that. Yeah,
I don't think he's able to, which is fine.
But oh well.
I can't see how they're better than the Rockets. I mean, I don't know, just my opinion, but I wouldn't die by it.
Yeah, but I mean, let's talk about it. Like, I think number 2 is obvious now. It's the Houston Rockets. Yeah. Big acquisition, KD. That's exactly what they needed, right? It's like they needed a scorer.
We did discuss this trade, right? I think we kind of mentioned our opinion. I think I was kind of still more, kind of pessimistic about this. And I still am, and I kind of still agree with you putting them 2, right? Mm-hmm. It's just one of those things where, I mean, they were the 2 seed last year. I think without Kevin Durant, I still would put them probably here at the 2 seed with the roster they had last year, assuming they have some improvements. But not having Fred VanVleet now for the whole year kind of hurts a lot. And then you're going to look into
no point guard.
No point guard. I mean, Reed Shepherd is good and be solid, but puts a lot of pressure on him to succeed right away, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I didn't even hear about his name until like a couple months ago.
I mean, he's number 3 pick, so
yeah.
I was gonna flip Knicks to Rockets 3 just because we haven't seen the Rockets and like what you said about Fred VanVleet with that ACL injury. But
yeah, that's huge. That is huge.
I mean, you said it yourself,
I like
Dylan,
the Knicks
point guard.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and I love the Knicks, what they're able to do, but they just need it. It's just also for them. They got injured towards the end too, and I just haven't seen. Yeah, they got Holloway twice, especially when freaking like who do you have in that one game? Livy Dune, yes, Jordan.
Yeah, they had
They had Sunni, yep. And they had Jordan Woods in the building, and they still OG didn't pop off.
How much more power could you have needed?
Exactly. So.
They needed Anne Hathaway.
You got the baddie encyclopedia on you right now, Dylan.
It wasn't. We would have thought Dylan was courtside at the Knicks game too, huh?
I think that's his goal.
Let's get there, Dylan. Let's everybody send Dylan $100
and sponsor my flight.
Go fund me.
Game.
Not the ticket. You think that the flight's the more important part to get sponsored? Not a courtside ticket to a Knicks game.
Any money.
Any contribution will be helpful.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we'll put the GoFundMe and the link next to the Discord. All right. Okay, but let's talk about number 1 here for a second. I think it's fairly obvious. It's the Thunder, right? Like you can't put them anywhere closer. And I think no team right now still can beat them in a 7-game series. Like as it stands right now, what we saw. Yeah. Do you tend to agree, G?
Yeah, no, I just can't on paper figure it out, but I hope there is one. I hope there's one? I hope there's someone that can beat them, is my point. because I don't know. I'm not a fan of the team. They're just a bunch of fucking weirdos.
I didn't like that they didn't celebrate. They didn't celebrate the championship, right? I thought I saw a report at the end where it's like they're not popping champagne or beers or anything. They're just kind of like quiet. I was like, that's a little weird. Okay. I mean, it was a 7-game series too. Like only
And
game
then
7
their best
like a
player
while.
popped their Achilles.
Most of these guys are alright. Gen Z, man. They just want to go home and play Fortnite.
No, fuck that. I'd celebrate. I'm Gen Z. I'd celebrate the shit out
them,
of that.
bro. Yeah, fuck them, bro. They're weird, bro.
Kawhi found an Instagram caption with some lyrics he made himself. That's what he was doing. He was scrolling on his phone in the locker room.
He was really probably cooking up some bullshit, bro.
All right. Well, there you have it. This is our power rankings for the beginning of the season. Thunder at 1, Rockets at 2, Knicks at 3, Nuggets at 4, Lakers at 5, Warriors at 6, Cavs at 7, Wolves at 8, Magic at 9, and Pistons at 10. What do you think? We mostly agree on this list? I feel like this is pretty fair.
I agree. I mostly agree.
Yeah, I think my problem with our last few years, our thing we kind of missed out on was like kind of predicting a team to make the jump. I feel like we did added the Pistons and Magic.
There's always one, right?
There's always a one or two that are going to win a lot of games and stuff. The young teams that comes up, right? So I feel like this year we did include that. I feel like maybe the years prior we kind of, I don't know what the word is, but kind of just used last year as like common ground for this year.
I think last year it was the Pacers, or last season it was the Pacers who make that big jump.
I think it was the Pistons last year who made that jump, right?
Yeah, they made the playoffs, and I think this year they're going to be much more relevant. Kind of started from the year.
If you had to pick a team right now, just guess off the top of your head, because we already got rid of all the teams that aren't in the top 10. But who would you think would make that jump
outside our top 10?
Outside of the top 10.
A random team that makes the jump. It's always got to be East Coast team, right? So
I think East Coast has a better chance of doing it because obviously the injuries.
Oh man, that's a tough one. If I had to pick, I would pick the Bulls.
That's not bad. It's not bad at all.
But I just don't know if they're going to want to keep the roster they have. So that's kind of like the problem, Like with the Pistons, I didn't think like going into last year they were going to trade everybody away, right? Like there's a chance that the Bulls still might trade like AO, Vucevic, even Patrick Williams. Like who knows who they're going to be on that roster at the end of the year, right? So it's like
Vucevic is going to die on that roster. He's going to be the Udonis Haslam of that roster. He's never leaving.
He get his jersey retired?
Exactly. Up in the rafters. Like that man's untradeable at this point.
For me, maybe the Raptors.
The Raptors.
Well, I thought about them, but shit, it's like I don't know. I don't trust. I don't know if I trust Scotty enough.
Yeah, I think my second option, not gonna lie, it would be the Mavs, just because I want to see how Cooper Cup, or not Cooper Cup, wrong,
different
white
boy.
Cooper,
white boy, Cooper Flag. Who knows? Because like it kind of reminds me when Kawhi came in the league, and like the Spurs still had Manu, still had Tim Duncan, still had who else? Tony Parker,
yeah.
But I mean, and they
Matt
were
Bonner.
also, yeah, Matt Bonner, but. Yeah, it's like, and all those guys were like getting older, about to retire. So I feel like that could happen with the Mavericks.
You don't think Clay's just going to shove the 4 in his face every time, he wants to ask for help?
That'd be hilarious, bro.
He's dating Megan Thee Stallion right now, so maybe he's not even at practice.
Maybe he's more juiced up now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Matt? Who do you have?
I know you guys are going to probably, I always advocate for them on these preseason podcasts. Pelicans, man, they are young. At least they're young, right? They got their youth in them. Trey Murphy's not bad. He's actually pretty good.
It's not fantasy football though. You realize that, right? You don't have to. Be
hey, man, you guys were just talking about how all the old guys. Clippers can't be in this top 10 because they're old. Warriors are old. Lakers are old, right? All right, fine. But if we're gonna nominate a young team, that's my young men's club endorsement right there. You got Poole, Murphy, Herb Jones, Skinny Zion, and Messi is actually, he developed into a pretty good center. They were looking for a center, they got a center. So I mean, I think they're a team to watch for, definitely.
The only West team I really thought about, and I that's funny because like on paper they should have all the reasons to be a contender. It is the Grizzlies. I like what they have. You know, at the end of the day, I'm not biased at all. Shout out Jalen.
Shout out Jalen.
You know, Ja, Triple J. They have experience as a team. Made the playoffs multiple years in a row. Like, there's no reason they shouldn't be a good team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just the roster is not impressive. Yeah, their roster on paper is not impressive, but I feel like that's kind of like the Grizzly way to do it, right? You develop these young guys that, you know, aren't going to be household names at all, but will be good to watch.
You just wonder if that was a Taylor Jenkins kind of thing, or if the new coach is going to like carry that over, right?
Right. Well, that'll be good to find out, but, you know, we'll see what happens.
Yep. All right, we're going to get into our finals predictions now. Let's do finals predictions and MVP. So let's start with the MVP first because that's the regular season award. I can't decide between Jokic or Shea, but I know it's going to be those two because it's always Jokic or Shea at this point.
Now, what if I told you is neither of them?
Okay. Who is it going to be?
Cooper Flack. It's going to Cooper Flack.
And the best part is this guy hasn't won an MVP yet, and I've only glazed him about 15 minutes on the show so far. So let's continue it. Luka Doncic.
Okay.
I think it's a big year for the Lakers. I'm fully bought in. I think him is a new body. It's exactly what they needed.
He went under the needle. He went under the scalpel. Got rid of all the fat. He's got a new body.
Yeah. Got put on an Ozempic too.
Yeah. Got a hair transplant, dude, just for fun.
Just to make sure everything looks right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. I've literally always said Luka is going to be MVP. Every preseason, I've said that. I'm going to stop doing that. So maybe finally he'll actually be MVP. But I've always thought he was. This is
kind of like the Josh Allen thing, you know? It's like finally everybody stopped picking Josh Allen, and last year he wins it.
Yeah. Maybe it's because it's LA now, so he'll be able to get it.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, they probably want him to win it. The Lakers superstar.
New face,
NBA
right?
would love that.
Yeah.
The narrative's there too, you know, like it's already building this little skinny bullshit. Like, if at all he is actually skinny and plays
that
well.
You bought in.
I just buy in because it supports the narrative, you know.
Okay. All right,
Dylan. Rachel Nichols.
For me,
okay.
You guys remember that she's on the jump.
Yeah, what about it?
Oh, I'm always picking Jokic.
You got Jokic too?
I got Jokic.
Gosh. Yeah, I mean, I feel like those are too many MVPs for one guy at a certain point, though.
I think, I wonder if it's just because we're so, like, conditioned to see him perform, like, really well on a nightly basis. Like, him averaging, like, almost triple-doubles every other game or getting a double-double every game. I wonder if we got so used to it and we were just kind of, like, ignoring how great he is doing that on a nightly basis.
No, I agree with that. No, I totally agree.
I guess my concern comes to like, what can he do differently to then regain that? Like, he have to be like 1 or 2 seed, have obviously like almost a triple double, if not just have the triple double, and then be like, yeah, he could win it again, or I don't know. I guess that's my question.
The thing with Jokic is that he's won I think as a 6 seed before. So, I mean, once you do that, I mean, it's fine.
But then it's like hard because I just think the Thunder are going to win so many games that like if you're a 6 seed, you got to have like just insane numbers to win it over SGA at that point.
But now you're going to deal with the MVP fatigue. Like, just like when Jokic dealt with it when both Embiid and Shea have been announced as MVPs, right? So now, like, he was in that race, even with 3 MVPs against Shea. And I honestly could argue by the stats, he probably should have won that. I know SGA led his team. He was the first seed, but I personally thought that Jokic should have won that MVP last year because he was just on another level. He was dealing with a lot of bullshit. Russell Westbrook, he was actively working against him, right? And then Murray and Porter, who knows where they were for most of the season. Mike Malone and his GM are fighting on the, sideline, and he still pulled them all the way to the 4th seed in the West, top 4 seed in the West. So I personally, I think I'm going to make a decision here. I'm going Jokic here because I think that there's maybe a little bit of MVP fatigue with Shea. And then people are just going to have to wake up and see that, this is not normal with Jokic. He's probably one of the best players in the world in history when it's all said and done. And, we're kind of just discounting him because he does it it every day. Yeah, he does it every time. And, it's just like, when you're so used to seeing a triple-double every night, it kind of gets boring. But people need to vote for him again for MVP, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you at all, but I just don't see if would that be his fourth MVP.
It would be his fourth.
Yeah.
You could argue that he should have more, but I mean, I get it. It's MVP fatigue.
Yeah,
I should have gotten that year when they gave it to Embiid.
He should have given it to that one, but we should have gotten the Steph one. Steph should have gotten MVP in 2021. That's personally my opinion.
I wonder why you think that.
No reason. All right, finals predictions, guys. What do you got?
I went first for MVP, so why don't you guys go first here?
I want the Knicks to win it. Knicks over the Thunder.
Do you want the Knicks to win it, or do you have the Knicks?
You
realistically believe?
I mean, objectively, the Knicks. I'm thinking the Knicks, but if my bias came in, I want the Warriors to kill everyone.
Okay, fair enough.
But it just need to make sure we bring like a hospital with them the entire time.
Oh, we got that Gatorade on hand. IV drips.
Yeah, make sure there's a mobile hospital with them at all times during the season or during the playoff run.
Get your Theraguns ready. All right, well, I flipped that. I went Thunder over Knicks. I think the Knicks clearly are the best team in the East, so there's really no discussion there. I mean, I feel like there's some sense of like a curse in New York, so I don't like picking the Knicks to make it all the way to the finals because it just doesn't seem like, in our lifetimes, that's never happened. So it just feels weird to say that. But I think the Thunder are easily going to make it there. And, they're just going to beat the Knicks very handedly. Like, it's hard to pick against the champs right now.
Yeah, it is hard, but I'm a hater and I want to do it, so I'll do it. One of us has to not pick the Thunder and the Knicks, but I don't know who else to pick. So I'll just be reaching at that point. You know what I mean?
Pick Rockets.
Like, the logical answer is just to pick the Thunder. There's just no way they don't make it back. But like I said, I dislike them a lot, so I'm not going to take the Thunder. I'm going to take the Lakers to lose against the New York Knicks.
We got 2 Knicks predictions to win the championship in the year 2025.
So stupid.
Oh boy. Oh brother. And you said
like some years we have like these really bad like Super Bowl picks and these super bad finals picks, and it's like, maybe I should just took another 5 minutes to think about really what I wanted to pick.
You wanted to be different. You had to be different. And now we have a Knicks-Lakers finals that will probably just be the most annoying thing on the planet if that actually happens.
Like, imagine Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, God. A Knicks-Lakers thing would be like
more rights this upcoming season.
It'd be straight up an NBA conspiracy.
It wouldn't be the most surprising thing in the world, but it would be a conspiracy to say less.
Knicks in every single finals predictions. Oh gosh, that's going to be something. They get off to a bad start in December.
I don't see how this goes wrong.
Oh boy. There you have it, folks. We basically gave you the script for the entire NBA season at this point. We got all your top 10 teams. You got your final predictions. You got your MVP. No use in watching the games anymore at this point. I mean, just settle in.
Keep listening to this podcast over and over and over again.
Exactly. Who needs the actual entertainment when you know everything's going to happen?
And then you can listen to our full 82 game game by game prediction as well, coming out soon.
Yeah, that one's for the Patreon. You guys have to donate to Dillon's fund first before you can listen to that.
The paywall.
All right, that is going to do it. Thank you so much, guys. You can find Sports Console again anywhere on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Once again, you can follow our social medias at sports_counsel. That's COUNSEL on all of our social media platforms. And there's a Discord link in there. Come discuss the NBA regular season with us. Gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a good one. See you guys there.
Yep. All right, let's tip off. Let's go. Let's go, Dubs. Come on.
The Warriors.
Woohoo! Kaminga!
Get it together.